Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be going over Flash Season 7 theories that I have and I've seen multiple people talk about. I'm going to be going over them, giving my thoughts and opinions about it. Let me know yours down below. I'd love to hear it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe button and hit the like button and share it. And yeah, thanks if you do. Also, spoilers for Flash Season 7, Season 6, Crisis, Post-Crisis seasons, Pre-Crisis seasons of The Flash. So, in 702, we got 4 cliffhangers. I think it was 4. The first one was Iris coming out in the Mirrorverse, almost dying, and along with that cliffhanger, we got Barry losing his speed, destroying the Speed Force, or the ASF. I had to think of it for a minute because I didn't want to say the wrong thing. The second one was a CCPD officer being taken by the Mirrorverse, the person being sucked in, and obviously coming back out in mirror form. The third one was, actually, I think it was just 3. Was it 3? I think I counted Iris as the fourth one, so that's why I said 4. I think. The third one was O.G. Wells coming back. And I'm going to be really talking about that mainly throughout this whole video. But I want to get into one of the things we saw in the beginning of the episode 702 was Jesse Quick's suit in the memorial hall, whatever you want to call it, where they remember what happens in the timeline. They'll always remember those people that they lost. Jesse Quick was there. Her suit was there, which symbolizes she's dead. The question is, was that the Jesse Quick that we knew pre-crisis? I'm talking about the one that was Harry's daughter from Earth 2, the one we had basically a whole season related to about, actually, I think 2. We saw in season 2, 3, and 4. I think 5? No, not 5. I don't even think 6. I think 4 was the last one. But 2, 3, and 4, we definitely had her throughout multiple episodes throughout those seasons. But I think the key point is she really dead? Because you can argue the fact that there is a multiverse. The thing is, Arrowverse people don't know that. By Arrowverse people, I mean everyone on Earth Prime. They don't know that. We know that because of Crisis. If you watch Crisis, you would know that. I don't understand why people are still confused saying there's no multiverse. If you watch the whole Crisis, even if you just watch the last 5 minutes of Crisis, and you listen to Oliver at the end doing his ending monologue, you know for a fact there is a multiverse. Now, that doesn't mean, well, it could mean every Wells is dead, because they did say every Wells is from pre-crisis in Nash, or was, I guess, spoiler for 701, Nash died with all the other Wellses. So, that could be a thing where every Wells in the multiverse is dead. We don't know that. We probably won't know that for a while, until they realize there is a multiverse. But that was pre-crisis. I'm just saying. There could be another billion, quadrillion Welleses. We just don't know it yet. And I don't think we will till later on. And again, I know people were wondering how the hell is HR in Nash's head. Again, there's a thing called the multiverse. Even if it was pre-crisis Welleses, there could have been a quadrillion HRs. There could have been a quadrillion Harrys. The OG Wells, there could have been 100,000 of them. There could have been 100,000 Nashes, Sherlocks. There could have been all these different Welleses being duplicated throughout multiple different Earths. Just because you see HR die in season 3, 323, season finale of season 3 of The Flash, does not mean that he's dead permanently. I mean, that version of him is, not the infinite versions of him. I think that's the thing that some people don't understand, is that could be a thing. And I really do think people have forgotten about Crisis, especially the ending of it, which you really do need to remember to understand season 6 and 7 of The Flash. Going into Wells, the third cliffhanger, I mentioned, which was OG Wells coming back. I asked my Arrowverse Discord server this today. A few people responded to it, and I've seen multiple people talking about it almost all day, and even last night when it aired. Was OG Wells in the present or the past? I think it was the present. That is my opinion. Here's why. If OG Wells that we saw in the cliffhanger after Eobard dumped the body in the hole, if that was OG Wells, and they saw Eobard as Harrison Wells, which we know Thawne took over Wells' body. We saw that. They showed it in the cliffhanger. And then Eobard dumped the body and ran off. If that was in the past, like season 1 time, when Thawne was wearing Wells' face, then people would be speculating there's 2 Welleses. How the hell is that possible? Unless Thawne got to him and killed him a second time. That could be possible. But if that was in the present, then you could argue the fact that OG Wells is alive in the present because of post-crisis, because of something related to Barry. I want to point this out because a lot of people didn't realize that. The Speed Force, artificial Speed Force, was basically running because of the Welleses, how many S's you want to put there, the quadrillion number of Welleses that died to give Barry his speed back, and then Barry destroyed it. Now, I'm not saying, oh, the Speed Force destroyed, so OG Wells is back. I'm saying the particles that Wells had could be the key to bringing OG Wells back. And I think that's what we're going to be seeing. Some people were saying it was the mirror particles that we saw. I didn't really see a resemblance between that. I think Ava's are yellow particles that we saw when she's going light speed, whatever the hell you want to call it. That was yellow. That wasn't green. So I think what we have to realize is this either was a post-crisis timeline change that just happened, if it is the present, if it literally just happened in the episode during that present timeline, and Crisis just changed it, or Team Flash did something and it changed the timeline. The timeline changed. Unless this was just the timeline all along and OG Wells came back. But then you have to argue the fact that in the future, which we know this thanks to, I think, every episode by now, OG Wells is not in the future at all. We know that because of season 3. We know that because of every freaking time Barry's time traveled, which is a lot. We know OG Wells died. We know for a fact that Joe and Cisco in season 1 found the body. If they didn't find that body... Actually, I just thought of this. How are they going to explain that? I just literally just thought of that as I was talking. In season 1, Joe and Cisco, and I think it was Barry too, found the body of Harrison Wells and brought it to CCPD. And investigated it. I think it was CCPD. That it was a completely other place, but they found it right where Eobard dumped it. But unless they put it back where it was, I think it's actually in the present, and I think it was a Crisis timeline change. I think the point that everyone needs to get at is Crisis changed everything. We knew that from post-Crisis season 6, where Barry threw lightning a season or two before He even learned how to do it when in season 1 he was the Flash. He couldn't throw lightning. Post-Crisis, he did. We saw it against Hartley when he was fighting him in season 1. That one episode he didn't throw lightning, but in Post-Crisis they did a flashback and he was able to throw lightning. So the timeline's different. And I think again, people don't realize this crisis was a thing. It did happen. No matter what your opinions are of it, it did happen. So, I guess the timeline 100% changed, because then you can argue Joe and Cisco's thing, which again would lead to them finding out Eobard wasn't who he said he was, or Wells who wasn't who he said he was, and that he was in fact a different person, and he was Thawne. But yeah, there could be other evidence to back that up, like to show that Wells is Thawne, or a different, he isn't who he says he is. So that could definitely be a timeline change there, assuming it is in the present, not in the past. If it's in the past, then oh boy, we have a big, big, big time hole. And that's definitely going to be explained throughout season 7, if that is in the past. Because then it'll change everything. Because then there won't be a body, there won't be anything to back up that Wells is Thawne. And unless Barry time traveled in between episodes and we didn't know about it because the writers didn't put it in, then the only thing I could possibly think of that changed the timeline, if this is in the past, would be Crisis. But then that would screw up Eobard's plan, which we know didn't screw up because then Barry wouldn't be the Flash. Alright, well, maybe. No, he wouldn't be the Flash at all because Thawne created the Flash in this timeline. And we know that didn't change. Because he was still OG Barry. He's been the Flash for 7 years, roughly. If he was only in Flash for, 3 or something, then we know that would have changed. But it didn't. Therefore, we know it's timeline change. Therefore, it's Crisis. So, yeah. Blame Crisis. I do think it's present, though. I 100% think it is Crisis that changed the timeline. That OG Wells is back in present time. Yeah, so I think we're going to be seeing that throughout the whole rest of the season. I don't think we're going to be seeing a 703, which is next week, because they're going to be focusing on ending this Ava storyline as fast as they can. This season 6, the first 3 episodes of season 7 are season 6 episodes. I think it's unclear if we're going to get a major cliffhanger 703 regarding the actual rest of season 7, who the next big bad is. Because we know in 704 we're going to be going right into it. I think that was confirmed. 704 we're going to be actually seeing the main villain for the first half of season 7 after Ava. So I think once Ava's done, and we know the next big bad's connected to Ava, we're probably going to get a hint towards that person, but we won't know who till 704 or 705. We do know Abracadabra's coming back, thanks to set photos, even the promo. I think it was the Heart promo or the Run promo. I don't know. It was like a 1 or 2 minute promo. A CW released like last week. I think it was last Thursday or Wednesday. CW released it. That showed Abracadabra on the Flash in an episode. We don't know what episode. I think it was 704, 705. I think it was confirmed. Somewhere around there. So, but Abracadabra, I don't think should be the main villain in season 7. I think that'd be pretty dumb, because we already had him like 3 seasons ago. So, that more likely won't be the thing that goes on. So, yeah. I think that's pretty much everything I want to go over. This video is long. Sorry, deal with it. It's my video. I don't know what else to tell you. But, yeah. I mean, it's a theories video. This isn't a review. Also, I didn't go on a crisis rant like I did in my review videos, so you're welcome. If you liked the video, hit the like button down below, subscribe button if you're new, share it, leave your comments down below what your theories were as to season 7 and Flash. And thank you if you do it. Have a good night, have a good day, have a good whatever time it is for you. Wash your hands, wear a mask, do whatever you need to do to stay safe, and yeah. I'll see you guys on episode next. Bye, guys.